Then I choose you.
Be cool, baby, okay?
Hey, bitch, come here. Got your motherfucking man, come here.
Mr. Pretty Tony, I mean, you know the rules of the game. I mean, your bitch just chose me. Now we can settle this like you got some class, so we can get into some gangster shit.
Fuck being on some chill shit. We go 0 to 100, nigga, real quick.
Yo, what's up, y'all? So I am back. I'm on time. This is Thanks for Asking KellzPodcast, episode 349. Look, I've been sitting around dicking around with this. I got some new podcast equipment that I've been trying to hook up, and I got it all hooked up, but I can't figure out the microphone. So I just finally just went ahead and did it with the iPhone mic again. So just because I promised y'all I wouldn't leave y'all hanging, I have not. So I am going to give my normal disclaimer, though. I don't think this is going to be long because, like I just said, I just did. I know it's probably a week now, but it just feels like I just did it. And there's not a lot to talk about in the interim, but I do want to give y'all a episode. And to say that I am going into surgery on Friday. So don't know when you might get another episode. So that's why I wanted to give you in this. The doctor says that the recovery should be a week or two. I had a similar surgery a few years ago. And it was like a week. It's a hernia and something else. So I'll take his word for it, but I don't know. I might not be feeling like recording no podcast. So just so y'all know, I want to stick this one in for y'all. All right. So happy Martin Luther King Day. So yeah, let's just go ahead and jump into it because I don't have a lot this week. So today is Martin Luther King Day. And we all joking, calling it Jonathan Majors Day because if you haven't heard by now, he is still sticking to he wanted a white woman to be his Coretta Scott King, which is crazy to me to even say that to a white woman, crazy to me. But and all the levels involved with that. But now he's saying that he wants Megan Good is his Coretta Scott King. Enough people have commented on this, and I think that, it's beating a dead horse at this point. But, Megan Good, she has so much goodwill. I can't say it enough. A lot of black straight women are goofy, and it's just, I don't know. I can't fight every battle, and it's nothing I can say for them. And again, we got to bring everybody. I think we have to leave a whole lot of people behind if we want to do anything ever. So, birds of a feather. I don't get it, but good luck to her. But I don't see how that was beneficial to you in any way. I don't know what he said, whose people said what to who to get you to think that was a good idea. But I mean, everybody could see the writing on the wall. Okay. But what I want to do want to say is, every year we get these same right-wing people that want to quote Martin. And it's funny that they want to quote Martin, but they want to take away what they call, first it was CRT, now it's DEI, which it just means black shit. So they don't want to teach about Martin Luther King while quoting Martin Luther King. It's like we're in just such a very goofy place. And but I just people were saying it on the timeline, and we joke a lot. And I don't think, Dr. King died. Unless y'all older than me, Dr. King died before all of us were born. Wait, I know before I was born. So he's always been a memory and a picture on the wall to me. But I don't think that people in this day and age really realize how much of a change agent he was globally, because people could say what they want, but the reality is that most of the common era civil rights movements or whatever they call them in these different countries around the globe were all inspired from ours. I mean, even the French Revolution was inspired from the American Revolution. So we lead, as much as people want to talk shit about us, and some of that shit is legit, some of it's not. Listen, we still the big dog on the block. Okay, everything we do reverberates around the world. And the apartheid struggle, and just struggles for freedom and democracy anywhere in the world, all were modeled on what Martin Luther King and African Americans here in this country did with the civil rights movement. And don't never let them tell you different. And this is why I get really frustrated with black people who don't know their history and who say stupid shit like, our ancestors were weak and why didn't slaves fight back? It's like, why don't you open the crack a fucking book and learn something about yourself and your people? And maybe you wouldn't act the jackass that you do if you knew the blood that throws through your veins. That's one part that I loved in that movie Selma, when Coretta Scott King is going to meet I think it's Malcolm X. Is that the scene? Yeah, I can't remember who she's going to meet, but I do believe it's Malcolm X. And she's with her friend and she's saying how, she's nervous and she doesn't know if she can she didn't want to mess it up, because at this time, Malcolm had been saying some really mean things about Martin, but he had reached out to Martin to try to propose working together, and Coretta really didn't want to mess it up. And the lady next to her was like, you have the blood of slaves, enslaved, who were dragged across that ocean and survived the Middle Passage, and survived slavery and got all the way to where you are. That's the blood that runs in your veins. So you are born with what it takes. And I love that because that's all of us, if we just would understand that, right? Like, you can't let the white man tell you your history, your past, because he gonna tell you from his version. And listen, them motherfuckers fled Europe because they was out of potatoes. Them motherfuckers fled Europe because the king ain't like their religion. These motherfuckers fled Europe because they couldn't make nothing of it, and came here, and they just love telling us how we weak and we never did nothing. But it's like, bruh, we the only ones in this country who's ever done anything. We built the country on slavery. We got it free through the civil rights. We were like, what, and y'all love talking about how y'all immigrant grandparents came and built the country. Nigga, the country was already built when you got here. They brought y'all over here as cheap labor to put up the infrastructure. But like, the country was built when y'all got here. Wasn't no, you know what I mean? Like, what are you talking about? So just it's very easy to just look at this day as a holiday that we get off because we weren't around to witness Dr. King in person, but he really was a great man, and he will be a man that, as much as they try to erase him, it's not going to be possible, because he has such an effect on the world, and as did Coretta Scott King. A lot of people got mad, but I just can't take Jonathan Major seriously. But a lot of people got upset. And I mean, I got what they were saying. Like, bruh, first of all, you're a ridiculous human being, as it is. Second of all, you're beating bitches' asses, which we don't like, which we frown upon, so most of us. But like, to just speak of Coretta Scott King as if she was some side chick, or she was some person just pushing, upholding her man. That's not at all what Coretta Scott King was. Coretta Scott King was a freedom fighter on her own, civil rights activist on her own. She is the one that pushed to get Martin's birthday recognized as a holiday successfully. She did, you got to look into her life. She did a lot of work independently on her own. That's how, that's what they had in common. She's the one that from what I understand, was friends with Bayard Rustin. If you don't know who Bayard Rustin is, there's a great movie on Netflix you should watch. But he's the one that basically coordinated and put together and made the March on Washington a success. And she's the one that was friends with him and encouraged Martin to work with him, even though, Bayard Rustin was gay, and nobody wanted to work with him back then because he was gay. But Coretta was like, "Hey, fuck all that," and through her entire life was a champion of LGBT rights. So both of those human beings were extraordinary, and that's one thing that I will always credit George Bush George W. with, is that when Coretta Scott King passed, he made sure that she laid in state and had the proper funeral and send off appropriate to someone of her stature. And I'll always give him credit for that because that was, what she deserved, and he made sure she got it, and spoke on why she should get it. So, yeah. And so in that same vein, this is a topic I brought up before, but I just want to talk about. So apparently, well, sorry, not apparently. We're back in the election cycle. We're early in it, but we're still in it. So every 4 years we always get these black grifters who are taking money from different political campaigns to drive or suppress the black vote. And I have nothing but contempt for these media people who every 4 years, the Ice Cubes, the whoever you are, every 4 years, here y'all come. The Killer Mikes and all these guys, they cutting y'all a check, and y'all saying all kind of stupid ass shit like what has Democrats done for black people, and we on the Democrats, just basically willingly participating in suppressing the black vote so that the GOP, who is racist as a motherfucker and really wants to take this country back to a time that none of us want to go to, and even further than that, get elected. I just think you niggas are coons. I think you niggas are exactly who Malcolm was talking about. I think y'all are like the worst, most fucking non-scrupulous motherfuckers on the face of the earth. And it disgusts me beyond, because some of y'all are so ignorant and so fucking, again, not versed on your history. You really think, you don't even really think, you really think you helping. You really think that you're being clever and you're causing people to think, when you are fucking being you are the dumbest motherfucking one. The white people's like, oh, them over there, they'll take a check and we'll put them in front of the black people, let them say every negative thing. Like y'all are like, ugh, worse than the worst, worse than coons. It was a word worse than coon, I don't even know. But so now, Charlemagne, Angela Rye, and Tiffany Cross are now being dragged across MSNBC and all these other channels to speak for black people and the black. First of all, y'all know all these motherfuckers get on my nerves. That the whatever, the ebony girl that was talking about bus drivers and mediocre, all of these media people, the Angela Rise. I used to like Tiffany Cross. I don't know what. Well, I do kind of know what happened. I'm gonna go into that in a minute. The Charlemagnes, the DJ Envies, it was a lot of y'all. The Joy Reeds. I said all I had to say back when Kamala was running, how all of y'all are some fucking coons going up for that white lady, when this black woman is running for the vice president, for president first, for the first time in history of America, and all y'all lining up to drag her to put in front of this white lady. Like, we see what it is. But now they're on TV speaking. First of all, I'm not as upset about it as a lot of people, because we've been doing this since 2016, and if you haven't figured out yet that these motherfuckers don't represent or don't speak for not only the majority of black people, because we're not a monolith, but they not voters. Like, whoever's listening to the Breakfast Club for Charlemagne's view on politics, they're not voting anyway. Like, the data consistently, that's why your polls keep being wrong, because first of all, Republicans think we're stupid, so they think all they got to do is put the Candace Owens, the Kanye West, the Killer Mikes, the Jay-Z's, the Kevin Harts, whoever's going to be in front of us to say whatever they want them to say, and it's just going to, like, we're just little stupid children, and we're going to listen to whatever they say and vote and not vote with it. The black voters are the most sophisticated, smart, plugged in, know the stakes voters that there are, because black voters are the voters who fought and pushed to get our right to vote, and by proxy everybody else's right to vote, because all these POCs running around here swear to God they Asian, they Latino, they this, they that, and they swear to God they so different from us. Y'all can only vote because we were allowed to vote. Everything runs through black people in this country. Slavery, the 14th Amendment, emancipation, full rights of every citizen. It all, none of y'all would have anything if not for us. I don't know why it doesn't click in for you. It's like y'all think that they were going to give it to y'all and not us. The only reason anybody has it is because of us, because we fought in a civil war, and we forced our freedom, and then the 14th Amendment was applied to the states, and then all the Civil Rights Act in 1965 not only did, like, integration, it also opened up immigration, because prior to that, all these Chinese and Asians and Mexicans and Africans and West Indians, y'all were not allowed to come here. Y'all were not coming here. And so that's why I say y'all can't tell me shit. None of y'all others can tell me shit about shit, because I know my country, I know my history, I know my people, and I know that we built this motherfucker, and we are the only ones that have ever made this country stand up and be what it's supposed to be. Everybody else would just be fine to lay down and take and they still are, take whatever scraps they give them. We never was for that, because we knew, yeah, we built this shit. Hey, motherfucker, we built this shit. We worked these crops. Okay, we made this sugar, and tobacco and rice and all the shit that made us the most richest country in the world. We did that shit. That was our labor, and we ain't never got reparations. So y'all gonna owe us to the fucking to this shit crumble, or y'all pay us what y'all owe us. Up to y'all, but y'all gonna owe us. So all these other motherfuckers coming here, I'm not saying they didn't contribute. You know, everybody do their thing, but not like we did. When you go to other places and they talk about America, you don't hear about tacos. You don't hear about none of Asians. You hear black people. Louis Armstrong, Martin Luther King, Barack Obama. Everything American culture is black people. They don't. You don't hear. They don't ask who is Ricky Ricardo. They don't ask who. They don't. It's that they don't. So I just so the reason why I don't really get as upset, because I don't think these people, I know these people do not have the pull that they think that they do on black people. They don't have any pull, actually. No, like I said, black people, we understand our vote. We know why our vote is important, and we not gonna go. We just not falling for that shit. Like we understand what's at stake, and we understand what party, whether perfect or not, it is in our best interest to be associated with, and which is not. Period. In. That's it. We're not voting for Republicans. We're just not doing it. We see that grift. We've been see that grift. We've been in this country too long. If y'all don't see it, that's on y'all. But I also don't get it, because I also don't get accept, because that shit is a grift. Them motherfuckers, I've been telling y'all this since 2016. Them motherfuckers just want to be on TV. They try this, they try that. It doesn't get picked up because, like I said, they don't have the pull that they're being hired for. I can bring the black vote in. I can bring the ratings in. And you put them on TV and they rolling their neck and they doing all kind of shit, and it's not. They don't, because they're not saying nothing nobody wants to hear. And again, they're not speaking for for most black people. They're not. We're not a monolith. You're speaking, it's just like, what's going to get the people going? And you're speaking to these ignorant ass people that don't know anything anyway. So they keep trying. One had a show, then we saw she lost her show, and we saw the article about how she was just running her fucking budget was bigger than the production for the show. And I've seen that myself in my job. Like I tell you, it's a grift. These motherfuckers think that, they want to get in as the black person, the DEI, the black voice. They count on these white people not knowing who they are, and nobody wants to be called racist, so nobody's gonna push back against my exorbitant fees for hair and makeup and travel. Guess who will? Me. Because what you're not going to do is put this foolery in front of me and think I don't know what's going on. I'm not going to cheat you or nothing like that, but like, this person, how they asking, this person asking for more in hair and makeup and travel and fucking lodging than the star of our most profitable show, or whatever the case is. Like, get this shit out of here. So it's a grift. They want to get on TV. Everything they done have not worked. So now what we gonna do? We gonna get on TV and we gonna talk about how the Democrats. It's so obvious. It's so obvious what they're doing. And I've been told y'all Joy Reid was a scam artist. I've been off Joy Reid since, like I said, when Kamala Harris was running, and the whole MSNBC network was talking about how she's unpopular and people don't like her, and Elizabeth Warren, who, get the fuck out of here. Nobody was that, like I said, Liz don't never fool me, but nobody was voting for her. Like, black voters know the stakes, and I think it was very smart for them to change the primary to South Carolina first, because that Iowa shit, all that does is distract and make us waste time with candidates that don't have any chance. Because I don't give a fuck as a Democrat if you won Iowa, that don't mean shit. If you can't win black voters predominantly in the South, you cannot win the Democratic. So I don't give a fuck about who was popular at what Iowa caucus. That's Midwestern white people. That is not the base of the Democratic Party. It's not 1945 no more. Okay. And I just have so much contempt and lack of respect for these people, because my thing is like, yo, I think all of these motherfuckers are a grift. Like, back in the day, Al Sharpton, we all know. Everybody trying to get paid. Everybody trying to get on TV. We all know that. But my thing is, at least back in the day, they were doing it in a way that was helpful and productive to black people. Okay, you think damn, I just lost Reverend Al's scam back in the day. If you remember, if y'all old as me, y'all remember back in the 80s with Tawana Brawley and all that. Reverend Al used to have the sweatsuit, the perm. He was a little bit bigger, and everybody thought he was kind of like a scammer. Jesse Jackson, all of them, all about the cameras, but they was all about the cameras for things that, were beneficial. Like, I mean, I've said before, I don't care about who black people on Friends or whatever, but I'm saying he was trying to work in his own way. It wasn't like his campaign wasn't like, oh, we don't need black people on TV at all. You know what I'm saying? They was trying to work for black people. And my thing is, listen, this is America. I don't have a problem with you trying to set yourself up or whatever, but like, these people, these new blacks nowadays, it's like, everything y'all do is counterproductive to black people. Everything y'all do is in service of the people who are holding us back, who holding us down, who don't want us to be anything, and for what? So y'all could be the few rich niggas, right? And Malcolm told y'all about that too. And that's why it's like, I have so much disdain for these people, because it's like, yo, why can't y'all do this for something positive? When Hillary was running, all of y'all was on Trump train. When Kamala was running, all of y'all was it's like, y'all are like the worst motherfuckers, man. Y'all are the motherfuckers that, again, Harriet would have shot and Malcolm warned us about. Like, it's no coincidence that now we don't have any civil rights leaders. We don't have any youth leaders. We all this entertainers. They want to stick these entertainers in front of our face who don't have the knowledge, education, or range to speak on any of these issues that they're talking about. And like, I don't know about y'all, but like, no disrespect, I'm not listening to no rapper or no singer or no actress about politics. Like, nigga, you don't know shit. What are you talking about? It's so many people out here that could be brought to the fore, that are on the ground doing the work that could be, like, where's our leadership? And that's another thing that, like, really irritates me with these younger folks, which is like, what doesn't irritate me with them? But that's the main thing. Like, they are so fucking lazy and shiftless and don't want to, they just want their hand out. They just want, everything has to be the way they want it, but like, they don't want to contribute anything. And then if in 4 years everybody not doing everything they want to do, they don't want to vote. And it's like, yo, y'all are not involved at all. We gonna be dead when they got y'all hooked up to the plows. We all gonna be dead. But it's like, y'all not involved on the local politics. Y'all not involved in national politics. Y'all don't even want to vote. All y'all want to do is cry and complain and complain and cry. But you're not doing anything. All these fucking protests to disrupt, that's nothing. That's nothing. I know y'all think y'all doing something, but y'all not. Y'all just copying tactics. But the civil rights movement and every freedom movement in the world, it wasn't tactic. That was a tactic to as part of a strategy to get free. Martin Luther King was up to the White House talking to Johnson. Hey, sir, if you don't pass this law for us, we're gonna strike nationwide. Hey, city of Birmingham, if you don't allow black people to ride all in the front of the bus, like, is the guarantee by by the Constitution, then we're going to strike, and y'all not going to have no. It was a strategy to achieve a goal. They wasn't just boycotting the boycott. Y'all don't want to vote. Y'all don't want to hook up with people in Congress and legislature that can push your agenda because you don't want to vote. And Martin and the Panthers and all of them dudes that y'all love posing like in the pictures, they were young. Martin and them was like, during the bus boycott, he was like 30. Huey and them was in college. They was 18, 19, 20. These guys were young doing this stuff. Y'all don't even want to move out of your mama's house, let alone start a movement. But y'all just got all these complaints and all this shit to say, and that's why we are stagnant, because nobody's fucking with y'all. Nobody is lining up behind y'all. Nobody's supporting y'all. We did for a minute with the BLM, like, oh, here go the kids, but again, Oprah reached out, civil rights greats reached out, John Lewis, Al Sharpton, Barack Obama. You got an audience with Barack Obama. You got an audience with Hillary Clinton. They were sitting there like, what is your goal? What is your strategy? What is your plan? Y'all had nothing but complaints and spoken word. And I feel like that's when everybody just tuned out, like, these kids ain't about nothing. And look, it's y'all about to be fucked up. Y'all already don't got no affirmative action. We saw the shit they trying to do. It's just like it's real bad. And I'm not one of these gloom and doom people, because I'm about to say in my next subject. The thing is, this horse race and both sides thing that the media is doing, I have been telling y'all this since 2016, is bullshit. There is no support for MAGA. There is no support for Trump. The time to figure out what direction the country was going to go in, besides 2016, where everybody fucked up in 2016, is the gist. And that election, and that allowed that election to be stolen. I, to my grave, will say that if they ever do the forensics on that, they'll figure out that election was stolen. And I know that for a fact, because he was just too comfortable in 2020 calling around, I need to vote. And you only do that if that's what you've done before, or know that that was what was done before. The whole fake elector scheme, that's straight out of Soviet Russia. That's straight out of Eastern Europe. That's straight out of Africa. That's what they do. All them dictators that be Mobutu, Putin, the guy they hung up inside down in I forgot his name, Mussolini, the Serbian guy, all of those nations like that, the Rwandan thing, all of those dictators, that's how they do that. They hold fake elections, and then people go vote, waste their time, and then they tell the electors, hey, declare me the victor, and that's how it is. And that's the jig they try to pull here. The difference here is, here in America, there's a few things. Our government is not set up for that, number one. And number two, the guys trying to pull it off, it's complete idiots. But had they been a little bit more savvy, because, we see how, listen, they ran up in them, and they still ain't been held accountable. The DOJ still ain't been no investigations. The congressman ain't no been investigations. Nobody. They trying to act like that shit is no big deal. The other reason why I don't worry about it is because, like I said, January 6th, that was a big deal, because first of all, we had already voted and voted Joe and Kamala in a record number, so we had already repudiated the Trump administration. The voters have already spoken. We don't want that shit. Okay, so you lost the election, and then you're gonna try to overturn it with it. That was like, okay, oh, y'all doing too much. And media and everybody, the news, because they want to keep Trump in the news, because it's in their best interest for him to keep trying to skirt over that. Oh, he's the front runner. I don't give a fuck what these Republicans in the diner say. Nobody is voting for Trump. This notion that this man who lost in the fucking biggest landslide in history to Joe Biden in 4 years all of a sudden gonna come in and beat him now based off of what? Because contrary to popular belief, Joe Biden has done a really good job. I mean, everything is chugging along. You can't tell because the media won't report on it, but it is. And people are very happy with him and Kamala Harris. And only the internally online don't realize that, oh, if he doesn't do this Palestine thing, he's gonna lose. Nobody care about the Palestine shit. Nobody voting is gonna not vote for Joe Biden because some shit halfway across the world. They not. Y'all kids want to scream and holler about that? Knock yourself out. Nobody that is not even top 10 on nobody's list. I promise you. They closing schools. They taking history out of the books. They getting rid of affirmative action. They getting rid of abortion. They trying to get ain't nobody worried about that shit over there. God bless, but like I that shit irritates me so fucking much. Like y'all need to go outside. Nobody gives a fuck about that. I don't mean to say it like, but they don't. Like them people fight all the time over there. We ain't got time for that shit. Ain't nobody in America gonna decide who their president is because some shit that's happening in Israel. Like get the fuck out of here. Y'all sound so dumb with that shit. But like it's our country is gerrymandered and they pulled some shit. As far as just vote, I don't even think they keep saying Trump's going to be the nominee. I don't know. I don't think he will because I don't think he's all these lawsuits he losing. They taking him off the ballot. I just don't see how it's going to be possible. But let's just say it is. He's going to get smoked. Nobody's voting for him. Nikki Haley, give me a break. Nobody voting for it. Y'all kill me with this racist ass right wing MAGA bullshit, but I tell y'all, Chris Christie ducked out early. I don't know. I guess he got more information than I do, but I think he ducked out too soon because, like I said, I think that he had the best chance because, listen, these fucking Republicans wouldn't vote for a white woman. They not voting for no Indian woman. They not. I don't know what weed y'all are smoking. They not voting for Nimrata. So the only chance they had is to get the Republicans who don't want to vote for Trump, that voted for Biden, if you could give them an alternative to Biden to say, okay, here's a Republican that we could vote for. But Nikki Haley ain't it and Trump ain't it. So I don't even pay attention to it. I'm tired of people panicking over it. I'm tired of people talking about him being a front runner. He beating Joe Biden in polls. I don't know what these polls are, but they ain't nobody that they asking nowhere that's not already a Trump supporter because get out of here. That motherfucker is only, it's a cult and it's only a bunch of crazy people and drug addicts and mental health people following that dude at this point and just morons at this point, which it always was, but it's even less of them now. But it's, it's just, I think that eventually we're gonna move out of this stupid shit. I really do. I know the court, but it doesn't matter if we do because the damage has already been done. Like the Supreme Court is already a clown. But I think that, and I don't know, we'll see. I think that one of the things that really cuts against Joe Biden and his age and everything is that he's so old. He's such a traditionalist that he really wants to follow rules. And I get that, but I think that after this next election, whoever the next person that comes in, whoever the next young Democrat or whoever is, the Democrats gonna have to get some young people. They're gonna have to fill the bench. And at some point, it's not going to be viable for us to move on as a society and keep up with the rest of the world with the Supreme Court as it is currently. They're corrupt. They're bribed. They're hostile. 2 of them, 3 of them shouldn't even be on the bench because they were appointed by a president was not legitimately elected. So I think that's going to have to be addressed at some point. There's no way that we're going to be able to keep that court as it is long term if we want to get anything done, because we already know they are a political body and we already know what they serve. And so I think that that's going to happen. I don't know when, but I think at some point somebody's gonna be like, look, we're either going to have to put more judges on this court, or what's kind of happening now is that states and different bodies are starting to ignore this shit. Like, these states are passing these stupid anti-abortion laws now that are so unpopular, and they tried to indict this lady for a crime for a miscarriage she had under the laws, and then grand jury was like, nah, we're not indicting her. And I think that that's what's just going to happen. Like, you can only push people so far. People are you cannot strip people of rights that they've had all their lives and think they're just going to go along with it. Abortion always been legal. We're not going to indict somebody for getting an abortion, bro. That's like a right that we have. I think that's one of 2 things are going to be happening, and either way it's going to be chaos. So to me, it is in a politician's best interest to address the court. We're going to put some more people on the court. This is how you want to act, and this is what we're going to do. Because if you don't do that, bro, you cannot believe that people and these younger people coming up are just going to be like, oh, well, the Supreme Court says that I have to go to jail for an abortion, I'm just going to go. It's not it's not gonna fly. It's just not. So um people are just going to start ignoring that shit. And once that happens, you can forget it, because people, I'm not going to go to the court. I'm not going to go to court and sue. I'm going to handle it on my own, which is the whole purpose of courts. But like I said, when people think that the law is a scam, then they're just going to start handling stuff on their own. They're not going to call the police for this. They're not going to call. It's going to be the wild, wild west out here. And we'll see. But like, I don't. I don't. I think the media is playing a big part in people thinking that things are one way when they are really the other. I think there's a lot of gerrymandering going on, and depending on which, because Trump appointed a lot of judges. He didn't appoint as many as Biden, though, but he appointed a lot. And so what they're doing is forum shopping. So, and they got all these PACs bringing, like with the affirmative action case and all of this, bringing this activist lawsuits for the purpose of stripping everything, all the progress that we've done over the last 60, 70 years, basically. And it's working like hotcakes, because we have a dumb system, like I said last year, where people entertain nonsense. They don't shut nonsense down at the door. They'll entertain it, put it on a pedestal, make it legitimate. Next thing you know, we have reverse racism written into law, which is some nonsense. No such thing as reverse racism. You either have racism or you don't have racism. Doing things to make things more equal is not reverse racism. You either have racism or you don't. You're either being racist or you're not. So you're either excluding people because they're black, white, Puerto Rican, whatever, or you're not. The whole reason we had to have affirmative action, all these programs, is because y'all claim everything is open to everybody, but you're only hiring white people. So either everybody equal or they not. There's no such thing as reverse anything. And it's so dumb that we have to, white people believe this shit in their heart, that black people get into places for free. Black people get into places unqualified. And it's like, man, get the fuck out of here. You're the dumbest person anybody knows. You get the fuck out of here. Y'all motherfuckers are not bright. You're not. You don't have higher test scores. You don't have higher grades. I know you think you do, but you don't. Maybe you scored 2 more points. That's not that much, bro. That's the same band. Oh, I got a 165. Okay, she got a 160. You got 5 more points. What do that mean? That's 2 questions, bro. That could be 2 questions that you got right that she didn't. Get out of here. But they believe that shit in their hearts. And a lot of y'all believe it in y'all hearts too. I don't give a fuck. White people can't make me feel bad about a fucking thing. I don't give a fuck. Yeah, so moving on to that, and kind of in the same vein, like I said, Joe and Kamala, they just said today they got $117 million on cash for their campaign. Now, if you watch the media and the news and all these polls, you would think that they dead in the water and Joe Biden's approval rate's at 33%. Nobody's going to vote for him. That's not reality. Because these polls, y'all are not asking people who are voting for Democrats. Y'all are asking Trump voters. Y'all are asking Republicans. And a campaign with $117 million in cash is doing quite well. It means that they're going everywhere they're going. People are behind them. The voters are behind them, and they're supporting them, and they're going to be fine. Okay, and watching the media, you wouldn't know. That's why I don't even watch the news. I can't stand these eternally online. It's like, bro, we've been doing this since 2016. Trump won in 2016. Since then, the Republicans have not won a fucking thing. They not won no midterms. They not won no major election. The data keeps coming out to show that they don't have the votes, and that there's not 50-50 that they keep claiming. It's 80-20, 70-30. The majority of the country is not voting for these people. Yeah, we still, oh my God, Joe about to lose. Please shut the fuck up. If you're not going to be educated and knowledgeable, then just be quiet. God damn, I'm so tired of you dumb motherfuckers. Just be quiet. It's the downfall of society is when stupid people stop understanding they were stupid. God damn, y'all just so dumb, and y'all just so loud and wrong all the time, and want to shout everybody down, and you don't know shit. Be quiet. Shut the fuck up. I know that y'all been wanting me to comment on football, but I'm not going to do it because I'm just not. I haven't brought it up all season. I just don't think this is our year. I don't know who's gonna win the Super Bowl. I just don't think it's our year. I know y'all said that y'all hate Eagles fans and we delusional, but I don't think I think after last night's football challenge results, I don't think that the Eagles fans are the most delusional fan base, but y'all, I'll leave it up to y'all to decide. But we've been saying, yeah, we went 10-1, and it was like, who complains about a 10-1 team? We saw what we saw. We saw the piss poor defense. We saw the too simple offensive scheme, and we know eventually that shit was gonna catch up on us because teams watch film. I'm not. I think we need a new. I think we need a new coach. I think we need a new coach. I think it's clear to me. It's been clear to me for some weeks. I've seen all the conspiracy theories and I've seen all the takes. And it's just been clear to me for some weeks that the offense is upset. It does not like the coaching staff and doesn't think that the team is playing the way it should be. I never thought it was a thing about Jalen and AJ because if you ever played the sports or been in a locker room, which I have, I just know what that looks like. When you got all these guys saying but not saying, over and over, we're not playing how we should play. I just don't think we're playing right. I just don't think we're playing. What they're basically saying is you're not fucking coaching this offense correctly. That's what they're saying. They don't want to throw nobody. They can't say, oh, we don't think. But when you keep saying, oh, no, I had 8 touchdowns, but like, I know we could play better. We're not playing how we should. Everybody's saying the same thing. The offense is not clicking how it should. That's clearly saying that we're on the field, but doing what is being designed for us, but we don't think what's being designed for us is correct. So I've been saying that since the San Francisco game when they got down there to the red zone twice and walked away with 6 points. So that's I don't know. Could we turn it around? Sure. I don't care what nobody says. We are the most talented team in football on the field. You argue with that, you don't know ball. Okay? Player wise, we the most talented on the field. We the only team that has a play that is unstoppable. And we got dogs on the field. What we don't, what we get losses at is we get out coached and we fumble. Y'all seen the games. We fumbling, we getting interceptions, which is a reflection of the offensive scheme, I believe. But when we play on all cylinders, we have the best team in football. But right now, we getting out coached, we getting out schemed. Our offense is too predictable. We got a quarterback's coach running the offense, and it's clear. We don't have no cross routes, we don't have no hot routes, we don't have no short passes. Everything is straight up the sidelines, and we don't ever run the ball. Even though when we run the ball, we're damn near unstoppable. But we'll run the ball for success, and then turn right around and just throw pass after pass after pass after pass. So I don't look. I'm a hope for the best, but I'm not. If we win this game tonight, great. I don't. We should win this game tonight on paper. But on paper, we should have beat the 49ers. On paper, we should have beat Seattle. On paper, we should have beat the Cardinals. On paper, we should have beat the Giants. On paper, we should beat Tampa. I don't expect us to win this game because I personally just don't think that our coaching staff, we lost Shane Steichen, we lost Jonathan Gannon. Clearly Shane Steichen was a genius behind that offense last year. I just want us to get it over with because I think we need to clear house, and I think that we will clear house because one thing Jeffrey and how we don't play is y'all fucking up their plans. So Bill Belichick, I don't know if he's gonna retire. He's kind of old. I know there's gonna be a lot of coaches coming free. I personally don't listen. People are like, oh, you don't want to rebuild. I'm like, the Eagles went from the Super Bowl, went from Chip Kelly, which had us as ass, got Doug Peterson, which I didn't think was a guy, won us a Super Bowl. Then we lost our coordinators under him. They got rid of him. Sirianni came in, took us to the Super Bowl. Look, the Eagles as an organization will move on from a coach quickly. That's one thing I like about them. Like and they'll correct mistakes. That the Carson Wentz thing, we made a mistake with that, cut him, signed Jalen. Like that's one thing about the Eagles organization that I don't go for all this gloom and doom because unlike some other teams like the one that lost last night, they don't go all in and just act like, oh, we're going to stick with this, we're going to stick with this, we're going to stick with this, we're going to win this year, we're going to win this year, we're going to win this year and don't make no changes. They don't do that. If some shit ain't working, they'll clean house. And so That's why, I feel like we have the play. It's not a case that we do need some corners, and it is some people that's going to retire. We do need to fill it up. But I mean, the core that we have is solid as any other NFL team that I see right now. That's all I'm going to say. And the playoffs show you anything can happen. I don't think I would have bet on Packers because I thought that the Packers were going to win that game, but I don't know how to do the betting, y'all. The minus, the plus, I don't be understanding that shit. And I tried to Google, but math it's been a while since I did math. I don't be understanding. You got to bet $250 to win $2. Why would I do that? That don't really make sense to me. And then I don't like to lose. So anyway, I'll be doing them little ass bets. Like, all right, I'm gonna bet $10 on this dude having this many yards or who gonna win the game or whatever. So, and I don't like to lose money. So the first time I bet and don't win, that's probably it for me. Like I bet on the over Christmas, I bet on one of them games and lost, and I took that whole fucking FanDuel app off my motherfucking phone. Ain't nobody got time for that shit. But I thought the Packers was gonna win. I didn't know they was gonna blow them out like that, but I think Dallas has been overrated all season. I think had we not played like we've been playing, we probably would have only had 2 losses this season too. But again, teams go win and watch tape, Brian. If you figure out in week 5 and week 6 that what you're doing not working so much no more, then you should switch it up. This motherfucking week 17 talking about, we're going to do practice where we do a whole tackle instead of run for. Y'all been fucking missing tackles since week 9. Y'all been looking like shit on defense since week 9. You just now week 17 after you let Jonathan fucking Gannon, who is your prior defensive coordinator, who cost us the fucking Super Bowl, come in and embarrass you on your fucking field. You just now deciding that you should do a practice where y'all tackling. You can tell Jalen is upset. You can tell AJ is upset. You can tell Kelsey, who came back to win a Super Bowl, and this what the fuck y'all do, is upset. You can tell the players are upset. All the players upset. That's coaching. It ain't one diva going off. It's everybody. They know that offensive scheme is bullshit. They know what they was doing last year, and they know this motherfucker right here ain't it. And if you think that they're going to get rid of Jalen and AJ and all of them instead of the coaching staff, not the Philadelphia Eagles. Maybe some other team would do that. Not the Philadelphia Eagles. They'll clean house in a minute. We don't go 6, 7, 8 years swearing we going to the Super Bowl every year, doing the same shit and expecting different result. We don't do that shit. So that's all I'm saying about the Eagles. I clowned the fuck out of the Cowboys last night because I've been tired of y'all talking shit. Oh my God, the Cowboys, the 49ers, y'all is the most shit talking as fucking bitch ass teams in the world. And when y'all lose, y'all go fucking silent. One thing about the Eagles, we've been saying all season, we don't think we're going to get back. We know our fucking team. And I had a ball because we won the NFC. Y'all won the NFC East and got knocked out in the first fucking round. And now y'all going to have NFC East schedule next season. And y'all still not as good as us. And y'all probably not going to have Dak and who knows who else. So, anyway. Listen, I'm about to... football about to be over. Once football's about to be over, I'm about to turn to women's college basketball. I still watch men's college basketball, but it ain't as exciting as the women's game. So I'm about to turn to that. I don't give a fuck about the NBA till like April, May, honestly, because you could be at first place the entire season and end up not even in the playoffs with so many goddamn games. So I can't pay attention to that, and I'm sick of the Sixers anyway. Yeah, so. That's it. Like I said, this one's going to be a little short. It is actually short. But I just wanted to give y'all one. I'll say it again in case you missed it. I'm having surgery Friday. I'm supposed to be down for a week or 2. So don't expect no podcast for during that time. And then I don't know when it's going to come after. I'll let y'all know. Hopefully, it's a week or 2. It's not more. The surgery that I'm having, a lot of people have had it. It's a common surgery. They say that, it's usually the 1 or 2 weeks, but sometimes it can take a little longer. I'm optimistic though, because I told you I had a similar surgery a couple weeks ago or years ago, back in like 2013, 2014, 15, something like that. And it literally was a week. I was back up on my feet and back at work in a week with no issues. So hopefully that'll be the case. Yeah, but so I wanted to drop this for y'all. Thank you for listening. Like me, rate me, tell a friend. I ain't been giving the email out in a while. Thanks for asking, podcast@gmail.com, because I don't check the email. I'm gonna be real with y'all. If y'all writing me there, y'all better hit me up on Twitter at KMGZ, or even on, like, I see people leave comments on SoundCloud, anywhere. I don't check their email. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. Maybe I'll check it today just to see, but I don't check that shit. It's all I could do to get this podcast recorded and out, and I just, I ain't got time for that. I work. I get the job done. I work. Big Daddy Kane. Anyway. Thanks for listening. See y'all next week. God bless. Good night.